So what's Foley doing?
Pretty much everything.
Okay, so let's be specific. Why do we have to do Foley in that scene? Yes.
I mean, and that scene is really defining the character, Edward Scissorhands, and his struggle in life.
Okay, so let's be specific. What specifically is Foley doing in there?
The scissors?
The scissors, and so I had to do some auditioning and figure out exactly how to work specific scissors and knives together to get exactly the motion on it, because in production, whenever it did move, whenever we had any sort of real movement, there was in production. So that's one thing. And so once we got down exactly how the handling was going to be, then I had to handle them that way in every time we have the scissors going on. What's another issue? Picture editors. Anyone interested in how sound and picture go together? What's the other problem here?
Syncing everything together.
Okay, but
The continuity of the scissors.
Yeah.
hello, A and B side, okay? So we're looking at the family. Is Johnny Depp sitting there? He's not there. We're watching them. Johnny Depp's not there. So we have nothing happening back here. We have to keep the action going while they're doing something on camera. Then we're watching him. They're not there. So we have to keep that action going while he's there. Back and forth. That's the second problem. Third problem, where's the boom mic? What's the boom mic concerned with? Dialogue. So are we going to hear every single thing going on with the eating? No. So we're going to need to sweeten certain things to make it sound even all around the table. So we have 3 tasks going on for Foley. We have his scissors. We have keeping it busy on the off-camera stuff so that it gives a sense that everybody's at the table no matter which side we're looking at. And we have to keep it sounding even all the way through the scene because we've got the boom dealing with dialogue. So we've got a bunch of different tasks that Foley has to do. So there's a bunch of tracks of sound. And it's a simple eating scene. Nothing complicated. But we've got dishes and tiny bits of chewing, not too much because it's distracting. And we've got the salt and pepper shaker, and we've got dishes moving around, and we've got Edward's hands, and then we've got his when the pea falls off, and we've got things falling, and all of that, and a little bit of creaking of the chairs, all of that going on just on a simple little dining room scene, very quiet, so we don't have anything clobbering the sound, so anything amiss will stick out. The Foley matters. Lesson here, in addition to those very specific things, it is in the quiet scenes where Foley is extremely important, not in the busy scenes. Because while the busy scenes is where all of the sound effects get all the attention and you go, wow, crash, boom, zoom. Phew. In these scenes, if the Foley isn't really clear and precise and specific, it just sounds like complete schlop, right? It needs to sound very realistic and understated. So once again, the character is coming out through the Foley, the character of the people. The emotions of them are coming out through the way they handle the props. Yeah.
And what do you think of the idea of sounds that kind of spark discomfort and, there are sounds that when you hear, you just freak out because maybe something in your past, sparked something.
Well, that happens too in this film.
Yeah, I wonder if, scissors kind of create some kind of tension or, that sound.
Yes, well, at one point he's in the kitchen and he hears the electric can opener. And that takes him back to Vincent Price as his father, who makes him. And he goes back to that memory and he remembers his father, the way his father had a heart attack and died. And it reminds him of the factory and everything, which is a wonderful homage to Vincent Price, who Tim Burton really admired. So yes, that's in there too. There's also a very, very funny scene with the waterbed where he goes in, he stays in Kim's room, Winona Ryder's room, and he goes over to the water. He goes over to the waterbed and he's got this and he's playing with the waterbed and he's got, it's so silent film-ish the way he does this, but he sort of pushes the waterbed and it's moving like this and he goes like that to it, right, watching it, and then he pokes a hole and he goes, oh, and he starts putting pillows on and everything to try to get the water to stop and everything. It's really, I think, we had 2 pieces for this waterbed. We had recorded waterbed sounds, but also I used this. I had this full of water and used this for some of the glunk, 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 and some of the squeaks and everything for the waterbed. But it was really a wonderful scene.